Acharya Siddhanta Swami Prabhupada Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharyam Astotra Satat Srisimad Divine Grace the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Prabhupada Maharaj ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavini ki Jai. Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Pram Si Kaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasada Sri Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Simakunda Radhakund Giri Govardhana ki Jai. Vrindavan Mathura Dham ki Jai. Samaya Navadev Dham ki Jai. Sri Jagannath-puri Dham ki Jai. Ganga Maya Yamuna Maya ki Jai. Samajato Sri Devi Bhakta Devi ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vina ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glory to the sum of devotees. All glory to the sum of devotees. All glory to the sum of devotees. All glories, Sister Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So welcome everyone to this evening gathering here in ISKCON Rijeka. We're going to be having a discussion. Is that a translator? Or no need? Everybody here understands? Everybody here understands English?
Yes, we speak
Louder?
Da. Prošli put je Željko Jadan baš otišao s prženjem pola, toga nije razumio.
You can also sit closer to here.
Yeah, you can come close. I'm not carrying guns. Okay, come close.
A udobno šta?
Rečenica pojedinica ili...
15 by 15 or communicate with she how to translate it.
Okay, you translate it?
To da maknemo. Šta ćemo da vidimo? Mislimo šta ćemo? Nešto ćemo da se...
Lijepo, napred još nam.
Okay, so the topic is the glories of the holy name.
Slave svetoga imena.
So essentially, we're going to be talking about
Govorit ćemo
why we do what we are doing, why we're chanting, for what. All right. I say some pray for get some invocations. Gyana Timirandasya, Gyana Janasalakaya, Saksod Meditam. Jena Tasmai, Se Gurave Namaha, Sachetayamano Bistam, Safitam, Gena Bhutali, Swayam Rupam, Kadamayam, Dadati Swa, Padantika. Vanchakalpatari Byacha, Kripasunam Bhyaye Bacha, Patitanam, Pavanam Bhyo, Vaishnu Bhyo, Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Samad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Itinamani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharina Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pasatyadi Satarana Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodatu Gurudaya Putravantu Chito Chandu Tamam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Sri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So how many people here chant 16 rounds every day? Chanting 16 rounds every day? Chanting 8 rounds every day? Less than 8 rounds? Okay. That's good. So everybody here is familiar with the Hare Krishna mantra.
Krishna Mahamantra.
which is very good.
Jako dobro.
It's a very small population out of the 8.6 billion people on the planet. Only few people know about the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Od 8 milijardi i 600 milijuna ljudi na svijetu, samo vrlo mali dio zna za Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
So, high class things, only few people go for it.
Samo vrlo mali broj ljudi krene u tom smjeru.
In America, most people have cars. Few people have private jets.
Automobile, jako mali broj ljudi ima zrakoplov.
So, spiritually speaking, you are the few people who have private jets.
Duhovno gledano, vi ste jedini koji imate vlastiti zrakoplov.
Good for you guys. So, sometimes we take the chanting to be a religious dogma.
Ponekad uzmemo mantranje kao religijsku dogmu.
But this chanting is a science.
Ovo mantranje je znanost.
Because the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra has been experimented with in the field of science by researchers, and they are proving that this process is scientific.
Zato što je mantranje Hare Krishna Mahamantre, sa njim je eksperimentiralo čak sa njim su eksperimentirali čak i znanstvenici, oni su znanstveno dokazali.
In science, we perform experiments.
Znanosti vršimo eksperiment.
And then we look at what happens with the experiment.
I onda gledamo koji su rezultati, što se događa.
In other words, we have observation.
Imamo promatranje.
And then we look at the results. And then we make our conclusions.
Donosimo zaključak.
So the process of chanting also entails performance, activity.
Proces mantranja uključuje aktivnost.
And we can observe what happens when people chant. What is the fundamental thing that happens when people chant?
Možete promatrati što je to što se u suštini zbiva, kakva se promjena zbiva kada ljudi mantraju.
We can observe that the people's life become transformed.
Možemo primijetiti da se život ljudi transformira.
Transform positively.
U pozitivnu.
And so, with this type of results, we draw the conclusion that, yeah, this is something that we can measure. We can measure the results.
S obzirom te rezultate možemo donesti zaključak. To je nešto što možemo mjeriti, možemo vidjeti rezultat.
And so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who founded this Hare Krishna movement, this congregational chanting, he founded it on the basis of science.
Gospodin Chaitanya Mahaprabhu je ustanovio, utemeljio ovaj pokret skupnog mantranja Hare Krishna Mahamantre i ustanovio ga je kao znanost.
When he inaugurated this chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he said that people should come together to chant.
Kad je započeo skupno pjevanje svetog imena, rekao je da se ljudi trebaju okupiti i zajedno mantra.
There may be not many people who come together to chant, but when people come together to chant, those who are not even physically there, they benefit from there.
Čak neko velik broj ljudi koji se zajedno okupaju, da zajedno mantraju, čak i ljudi koji nisu u tom okruženju, čak i oni imaju pozitivne efekte. Čak i na njih to ima pozitivne efekte.
Some scientists, they conducted a research in the 19th century in Washington, D.C. on the effect of chanting mantras on crime.
U 19. stoljeću u Washingtonu,
Washington, D.C. in America.
u Americi su znanstvenici napravili istraživanje kakav je efekt pjevanja mantri na zločin.
Now, these scientists, they gathered spiritualists who were engaged in chanting, and before they started the experiment, they checked, they recorded the crime wave. They went to the crime diary or District of Columbia and recorded the crime wave.
Prije nego su započeli sa istraživanjem, ti su znanstvenici zabilježili kakva je bila tako je, stopa kriminaliteta i angažirali su duhovnjake koji će mantri.
And then, having that record, they engaged the chanters in this mantra meditation.
I onda su angažirali duhovnjake da mantraju, da rade mantra meditaciju.
So these spiritualists, they engaged in chanting for a number of days.
I ti su duhovnjaci se angažirali u mantranje određen broj dana.
They did that in a public scenario, the public view.
Napravili su to u javnosti, u javnom prostoru.
So when they finished with the chanting, they went back to the Columbia District office of the criminal investigation to check the crime wave during the period that they were engaged in chanting.
Nakon što je taj period mantranja završio, opet su znanstvenici otišli u taj Columbia, u policijsku postaju da provjere kako je stopa kriminala se ponašala za vrijeme mantre.
And then they found out during the period that the chanting was going on, that time crime plummeted.
I otkrili su da je za vrijeme mantranja stopa kriminala se stropošta.
So then the conclusion was that chanting helps to mitigate crime.
Zaključak je bio da mantranje pomaže suzbiti zločin.
So mantra meditation is a science.
Dakle, mantra meditacija je znanost.
It's not a belief. It's not that I believe and you don't believe. No, it's a science.
To nije nekako vjerovanje. Ja vjerujem, ti vjeruješ, to je znanost.
It transforms people's criminal intentions. It changes criminal intentions.
Zločinačke namjere.
The government spends so much money funding police to stop crime.
A vlade plaćaju toliko novca policiji da zaustavi zločin.
And in this case, no funding is involved, no money is involved.
A u ovom slučaju nema nikakvog novca, nikakvo financiranje nije uključeno.
The people who were engaged in the experiment, people who were chanting, they were in bliss, and as they undergo their own transformation, the whole environment is benefiting from it.
Svi ti duhovnjaci koji su bili angažirani u mantranju, u eksperimentu su bili u potpunom blaženstvu i svi oni koji su bili u okruženju su jednako tako imali dobrobiti.
And sometimes people ask us, when you go out on the streets, you're chanting and dancing, what are you doing? So we tell them, oh, we're coming out to purify the environment.
Ponekad nas pitaju kada izađemo, plešemo, šta vi radite, zašto to radite, ali mi kažemo, izlazimo da pročistimo okolinu i atmosferu.
Evidence that the environment is purified by chanting is that even crime is affected, crime is reduced.
Dokaz za to da mantra ima takav efekt je to da stopa kriminala pada.
So when we are chanting, when we come together even to chant at the temple, the whole of this district has been affected.
Tako kada se okupimo u hramu da zajedno mantramo, cijeli ovaj kvart ima dobro.
And not to speak of when you go out into the streets to do Harinam or to chant in the streets. So much benefit that accrues to the public.
A tek kada izađemo na ulicu, pjevati zajedno i plesati, kakvi tek onda dobrobit.
It just proves that the process of chanting does not entail self-liberation. We're not looking for liberation when we chant.
Ne tražimo vlastito osobno oslobođenje kada mantramo.
We're trying to help ourselves to develop pure love for Krishna, but mitigation of crime is just one of the positive side effects of this therapy.
Uspostaviti čistu ljubav prema Krišni, a pad stope kriminaliteta je samo jedan mali efekt.
And this is not strange because all therapies have side effects.
To nije čudno, zato što svaka terapija ima nuspojave.
If you undergo chemotherapy, yes, it's targeted on the cancer cells, but it also affects your good cells. So people sometimes they lose their hair, some other side effects are there. So every therapy has some effects, some side effects.
Ako, na primjer, prođete kemoterapiju, ne samo da će stanice karcinoma biti uništene, nego će i dobre stanice u našem tijelu biti uništene. Dakle, svaka terapija ima svoje nuspojave.
So this chanting is a therapy with its side effects, but the good news is that the side effects are very good.
I ovo mantra je terapija sa određenim nuspojavama, ali je jako dobra vijest da su nuspojave ove terapije jako dobre.
So for instance, some researchers have also come up with reports that the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra helps to mitigate insomnia. Insomnia means you can't sleep in the night.
Neki istraživači su čak ustanovili da mantranje maha mantre uklanja nesanicu.
And this is so easy for me to identify, to align with, because, you know, my major problem is sleep. If I chant, I feel sleepy.
Ja se mogu pristojiti s tim, zato što ako krenem mantrati, spavam.
So insomnia is something that people have to undergo so much of chemical treatment sometimes before they get cured of their problem.
Ljudi koji se bore sa nesanicom često moraju uzimati razne kemijske terapije da bi pomogli sebi.
Another positive side effect of this Maha Mantra is that it helps learners to have high attention span, which is required for good grades or high grades in college or in schools.
Još jedna nuspojava je da učenicima pomaže da imaju bolji fokus, što im pomaže da imaju bolje ocjene u školi.
I remember, I was in a home some time ago, and then I was traveling in America. I was on the West Coast. So I went to one temple, and the president is a cancer doctor, medical doctor. He specializes in specific type of cancer.
Jednom sam prilikom putovao zapadnom obalom Amerike i susreo sam doktora koji se specijalizira za rak.
But then they had himself and his wife, they had a daughter. At that time, the girl was 16 years old.
Imali su kćer, žena, i kćer je imala 16 godina u to vrijeme.
So when I was with them in their home, the wife had complained to me that the girl had stopped chanting. She used to chant when she was young, when she was small. But when she got 15, 16, she stopped chanting.
Kada sam boravio kod njih, žena mi se požalila da je njihova kćer prestala mantrati. Mantrala je kada je bila mala i sa 16 godina je prestala mantrati.
And so she requested me to help, to speak to the girl so that she can get back to the chant.
I zamolila me da pomognem, da popričam sa kćeri i da joj pomognem da se vrati mantra.
The mother especially was in anxiety because she knows that if the girl is not chanting, by the time she goes to college, yes, she might go to college clean, but she may not come out clean.
Majka je bila izuzetno zabrinuta zato što kada kćer krene na fakultet, možda ode tamo čista, ali sigurno se neće čista vratiti na fakultet.
Proper characterized college campuses as slaughterhouse means where if you go to a slaughterhouse, if you're perceptive, you can perceive the negative energies. So college campus is also a place where we have so much of negative energies, sinful energies.
Na kampusima možemo primijetiti toliko negativne energije, pune grijeha.
So the mother of this girl was concerned because if the girl is chanting, she can be protected.
Majka je bila zabrinuta zato što je znala da ako kćer bude mantrala dok bude na fakultetu, bit će zaštićena od tih negativnih energija.
So when she requested me to speak to her, I agreed and I spoke with her. I think that day in their big sitting hall, the mother was by one corner of the hall. I think the grandmother also was at one corner. So I was speaking with this girl, and I asked her, why did you stop chanting? Because your parents are in anxiety.
Ja sam pristao pričati sa ovom djevojkom i ostatak obitelji je promatrao sa strane, a ja sam je pitao zašto je prestala mantrati.
So she told me that she stopped chanting because she was not having a taste in the chant.
I povjerila mi se da je prestala zato što nije imala ukus za mantru.
So I asked her, do you have a taste in going to school?
Pitao sam je, imaš li ukus za odlazak u školu?
And then I saw the mother busted out laughing.
I onda sam primijetio da se mama i ostatak familije smiju.
So I said, hey, Mataji, you told me to do some service. I'm doing it and you're laughing. Why?
I onda sam ih pitao, Mataji, pa zamolili ste me da napravim ovu službu, zašto se sad smiju?
So she said that, Maharaj, I'm laughing because you hit the nail on the head.
Smijem se zato što si pogodio ravno u srijedu.
And then she explained that, this girl, when she goes to school and comes back, she will come straight to her room, to the mother's room, and chastise the mother heavily. That you just sent me to school to go and suffer, and you staying here enjoying yourself, sleeping and eating. So she will ask that. She will ask her, if I didn't go to school, I didn't go to college, for instance, you think your father, who is a medical doctor, would have come to marry me?
Rekla, djevojka kada bi se vratila iz škole, došla bi ljuta mami i jako bi se izderala na nju. Zašto me tjeraš da idem u školu? I onda je majka rekla, šta misliš da ja nisam dobila obrazovanje? Da li bi se tvoj otac, koji je liječnik, vjenčao za?
So she said, no, she doesn't have taste in going to school. She was very truthful. Because school is not juicy. Everybody goes to college. No, it's not juicy.
I djevojka priznaje da nema ukus za odlazak u školu.
And so I told her that you ask her, so if you don't have taste in going to school, why are you going to school?
Pitao, ako nemaš ukus za odlazak u školu, zašto ideš u školu?
She said, because of her future.
Rekla je, zbog svoje budućnosti.
16 years old. She was aware that the school is going to help to create a positive professional change in her life. So she said she was endeavoring going to school. She didn't like it, but she has to go because of her future.
Čak i sa 16 godina bila je svjesna toga da će njezina budućnost biti pod utjecajem njezinog obrazovanja. Tako da je išla, iako je se nije sviđala.
Anyway, I told her that just like she doesn't have a taste in going to school, but she's going to school because of the future. She doesn't have taste in chanting now, but if she continues with the chanting, she will have a taste in the future. Taste will come. Taste comes with chanting offenselessly.
I rekao sam joj da, iako sada nema ukusa za mantranje, jednako kao što nema ukus za školu, ako nastavi mantrati, ukus će doći u budućnosti.
I brought up the story of this girl because some of us, we easily get frustrated when we are engaged in the chanting and the mind is bothering us.
Vrlo se lako frustriramo kada mantramo jer nas stalno uznemirava.
So that's one of the challenge. When we're chanting, the mind is fully armed. Listen, if you don't carry a bead bag to chant, the mind does not bother you.
Kada počnemo mantrati, on je pod punom ratnom spremom. A kada nemamo vrećice za mantru za džapu sa sobom, onda je u miru.
As soon as you carry your beads, the mind is fully armed like a war to fight you.
Punoj ratnoj spremni je potpuno naoružan.
So if you give in and say, well, the mind is giving so much trouble, I'm not going to chant again, I'll take a break from the chanting, then the mind has defeated us.
I ako dozvolimo da nas uvjeri u to, moj je sad previše angažiran, previše me uznemirava, ako stanemo u tom trenutku, onda smo izgubili bitku.
Now, the purpose of the chanting is to attain Krishna Prema. It's described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Prema Pumato Moha. The essence, the purpose of the chanting is to attain Krishna Prema, pure love for Krishna.
Kao što piše u Chaitanya Charitamrita, svrha i srž mantranja je dostići Krishna Prema, čistu ljubav prema Krishna.
But these other things are just unsolicited side effects. We didn't campaign for it. We didn't book for it. It just comes.
Sve ostalo su samo nuspojave, slučajne. Ne tražimo ih, ali same dođu.
And This is very good for this positive side effect has to do with learning, and it's very good for people who have children. Sometimes it's difficult for parents to preach to their children.
Ova specifična nuspojava se odnosi na pomoć pri učenju. Ponekad je roditeljima teško svoju djecu motivirati za mantranje.
For most children, they want to do something, they want a quick fix. What am I going to get from here?
Jako puno njih želi brzi efekt. Što ću dobiti sad, brzo, od toga?
If the parents are not able to explain to the child what they are going to get immediately, they talk about, okay, we are prisoners here, we have to get out from this prison. So, mommy, I'm not in prison, I'm a free guy here moving.
Ako stanju odmah dati listu nuspojava koje su vrlo brze, onda će se djeca pobuniti.
Or you tell your child, see, we are suffering in this material world. If that type of proposition would just be easily defeated by American kids, because they say, Dad, I'm not suffering.
Ako bi roditelj rekao samo to je, moramo mantrati zato što patimo u materijalnom svijetu, djeca, pogotovo u Americi, će reći, tata, ja ne patim.
And if you bring up the idea that, oh, we have to go back to the spiritual world, so this is what we need to do, you say, I'm fine here in America. I'm fine in New York.
Da mantramo da bi se vratili u duhovni svijet, oni će reći, meni je sasvim dobro ovdje u New Yorku.
So that here's a catch for these kids. Here is a catch for these kids.
Ali ovdje je mamac za djecu.
I remember one teenager that the parents are complaining he doesn't chant. So then he was attracted to me. I went to first time I was seeing me in their community, and he got really attracted to me. But I just gave him some rules right away because I knew he was attached to me just for nothing. So I gave him rules. I said, if you want me to be a friend, you have to chant.
Teenagera koji je prestao mantrati i jako se vezao za mene i ja sam mu odmah dao listu zadataka. Rekao sam mu, ako želiš da budemo prijatelji, moraš mantrati.
He asked me, why should I chant?
Pitao me, a zašto bih mantrao?
And he's a student, so high school student.
Bio srednjoškolac.
I asked him, I know you are doing I told him, I know you are doing very good in your grades, but don't you want higher grades?
Pitao sam ga, znam da imaš jako dobre ocjene u školi, ali što ne bih htio imati još više ocjene?
He said, of course, yes, he needs higher grades.
Naravno, imati više ocjene.
So I told him how the chanting helps students to attain higher grades. It's not the purpose of the chanting. It's just one of the side effects is that it helps the student, the chanter, to attain higher grades.
I onda sam mu rekao da mantranje pomaže učenicima da dobiju bolje ocjene. To je samo nuspojava, ali tako je.
He asked me, in what way? He's an intelligent boy. So I explained to him how experiments have been conducted with this Mahamantra on learners, on students. And the chanting helps the students, from the research report, it helps students or learners to have high attention span.
I onda sam mu rekao o ovim rezultatima vezanima za učenike I o tome kako mantra i mahamantre pomaže učenicima da imaju puno bolji raspon pažnje.
And high attention span is the pivot for high grades for the students.
A viši raspon pažnje je preduvjet za više ocjene.
Managers also need high attention span to be able to manage and lead companies effectively.
Jednako tako menadžerima je potrebna visoka razina pažnje tako da bi efikasno upravljali.
In 21st century, the era we are, which is subsumed in Kali Yuga, our attention span is very low.
U eri u kojoj živimo, u 21. stoljeću, koja se nalazi unutar Kali Juge, naša razina pažnje je vrlo niska.
You know why they make short videos now? Less than 1 minute, 55 minutes, 55 seconds, 56 seconds, 58 seconds, 40 seconds. You know why? Because we have low attention span.
Upravo zato danas se snimaju videići koji su kraći od 1 minute.
We cannot concentrate for long.
Ne možemo se koncentrirati na dugo vremena.
So, when I told this boy about all of this that has to do with grades, he was shocked.
Kada sam rekao to ovom tinejdžeru, je bio šokiran.
And that was the motivation for the chanting.
I to je bila njegova
So, we may say that's offensive chanting, but it's a good start.
Možemo reći da je to mantranje sa uvredama, ali to je dobar početak.
The point is that a number of us, we don't have the skills to convince people scientifically about why they need to chant.
Poanta je da jako puno nas nema znanstveni način da objasni ljudima zašto trebaju mantre.
Once you have those scientific skills, you can talk to anybody about chanting without just and not talk anything else, but just give scientific data. And the next day they're ready to chant.
Ali kada imamo te znanstvene metode i znanstvene dokaze, onda možemo vrlo jasno govoriti o mantranju.
That is called preaching made easy.
To jednostavno propovjedati.
So, the chanting is meant for everybody. And Lord Chaitanya founded this movement on a scientific model called synergy. Synergy, Synergy, which means that when 2 or more people come together to do a particular thing, the result is always greater than individuals doing it separately and bringing those results together.
Gospodin Chaitanya je utemeljio ovaj pokret skupnog mantranja na principu sinergije, odnosno pokazuje se da što god radimo zajedno, efekti su uvijek puno veći nego da je svatko od nas zasebno nešto radio i da smo te efekte saželi, skupili.
And so if the foundation of this movement is science, everything we do is basically of scientific orientation.
Ako je temelj ovog pokreta znanost, ne sve što radimo u njemu ima znanstvenu orijentaciju.
Even association it has its own scientific model.
Čak i naše druženje je bazirano na znanstvenom modelu.
So, if you are one of those who think that the chanting of the Hare Krishna is just some dogmatic belief, demystify this your mythology today.
Ako netko od vas smatra da je mahamantra samo nekako prakticirajte to odmah danas.
Because this Krishna consciousness is a science.
Zato što je svjesnost Krišne znanost.
It's not a religious dogma.
Nije religiozna dogma.
And the very essence of our activities, which is the chanting, has been proven by scientists, not devotees, that it is of scientific value.
I mantranje koje je esencija naše filozofije je potvrđena istraživanjima osnovnih znanstvenika, ne Bhakta, da ima vrijednost.
So, if we have not come to that level of chanting the minimum of 16 rounds, we should try to see how we are strengthening ourselves, strategizing on how to gradually increase our rounds.
Ako nismo još došli do te razine da mantramo 16 krugova, probajmo naći strategije i načine da polako idemo prema toj razini.
The chanting is also very much useful in harmonizing families.
Mantranje je također korisno za harmonizaciju obitelji.
If someone is chanting, one of the very first principles that we can observe is that they have character development.
Jedna od prvih promjena koju možemo primijetiti kada osoba počne mantrati da razvija svoj karakter.
And with character development, you are peaceful.
Rastom karaktera postajemo mirni
You are lovingly disposed.
i s drugima se odnosimo sa ljubavlju.
Not only tolerant.
Ne samo da smo tolerantni.
And then you can harmonize relationship. If your child does something stupid, you don't just jump on them.
I na taj način možemo harmonizirati odnose. Na primjer, ako naše dijete napravi neku glupost, ne skočimo odmah, ne napravimo.
So yeah, it helps in creating a viable, sustainable future in a family.
Toga pomaže stvoriti održivu budućnost za familiju.
And the reason is that the chanting mitigates stress, anxiety, and depressive feelings.
A razlog je da mantranje uklanja stres, depresiju
Anxiety.
i anksioznost.
Again, these are all elements that have been experimented, studies that have been done on these topics, and results show how the mantra is scientific.
I još jednom, sve su to znanstveno potvrđeni zaključci kako je mantranje znanost.
So we have something very wonderful, we should use it.
Imamo nešto prekrasno i trebamo iskoristiti.
Don't say, I don't have the time.
Nemojte reći nemam vremena.
We have the time.
Imamo.
Yes, any comments or questions?
Pitanja.
Already practice.
Spremni smo za vrijeme.
Yeah. So this is pretty clear, and when we apply this chanting in our lives,
Kada primijenimo mantranje u svom životu,
we will never be the same.
še nikad nećemo biti isti.
Yes, any comments or questions about the glories of the holy name? Yes?
How do you deal with tendency to chant on autopilot?
How to?
How do you deal with tendency to chant on autopilot?
I don't understand. Can you explain? Autopilot means what?
Fly the plane, then the plane on a certain level, you just pull the autopilot.
Like mind speaking Hare Krishna, but mind somewhere.
Okay.
Što učiniti sa tendencijom da mantramo na autopilotu?
Well, Arjuna asked a similar question to Krishna.
Arjuna je pitao slično pitanje Krišnu.
In the words of Arjuna, he asked Krishna, you asked me to control the mind. It's like he asked me to control the wind.
Tražiš me da kontroliram um, ali ne da nego kontrolirati vjetar.
In other words, Arjuna is trying to say, or was trying to say, it's not possible.
Drugim riječima, nije moguće.
But Krishna responded that, yeah, it is very difficult to control the mind. But with regular practice and detachment from the results, you will be able to purify the intelligence, the mind, and the senses such a way that the mind can become your friend.
Ali Krišna je odgovorio da, iako je vrlo teško, moguće je vježbom i odricanjem od rezultata i da se pročišćava inteligencija, i osjetila do tog trenutka da naš postaje miran.
So yeah,
Odnosno da ga možemo kontrolirati.
is it hot?
No, we have hot.
Yeah. I'm already cold, so I don't want cold things. And some hot.
Please.
Thank you. So, bottom line is that, like I mentioned, the mind is going to bother us in the beginning, especially. But we should, Prabhupada said, we should chant and listen to the 32 syllables of the mantra.
Iako je teško i na početku može jako uznemiravati,
Anyone?
Prabhupada je rekao da slušamo i da slušamo pozorno 22 sloga Mahamana.
The 32 syllables are there in the 16 words of the mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is 16 words that constitute this mantra.
Ova mantra se sastoji od 16 riječi.
And within this system, with this 16 words, each word has 2 syllables.
I svaka riječ ima 2 sloga.
Making 32 syllables.
Znači 32 sloga.
So we have Hare Krishna, Rama. And therefore, Papa wanted us to listen to the 32 syllables as we chant distinctly.
I Prabhupada je želio da dok mantrama slušamo vrlo pozorno svaki od tih slogova.
Thank you. Any other comment or question? Because we're stopping at 6:15, 7:15?
Whenever we stop, we will chant for around 1 hour.
Okay. Good for you. Okay, any other comments or questions? A simple topic, holy name. Everybody knows the holy name.
These are holy.
All right. In the absence of any other comments or questions, we like to adjourn this meeting for this discussion. We'll go to the next phase of your program. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Bhakti se slobodno raspodijelite prema tome da li smo glasovali da će biti nagrađeni. Kako god vam najviše paše.
Oh, thank you. Thomas. Sorry.
Thank you.